Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into one of the most critical deals ever made in ancient literature. Seriously, this is a pact forged from total loss that completely flips the script on a legendary war. We're talking about the Kishkindha Kāṇḍa from the Ramayana, and it's this amazing collision of strategy, honor, and just pure desperation.
So, think about it. The entire war for Sita, the kidnapped princess. It all boils down to this one question. You've got Rama, an exiled prince with godlike power but zero army. And then you've got Sugriva, an exiled king who could command a massive army, but he has no power to actually lead it. Their meeting? Oh, it's no coincidence. It's like the perfect storm of shared misery, you know? And that storm is what leads to one of the most brilliant strategic moves in the whole story.
Okay, so where does this all go down? Right here, on the rugged Rishyamukha mountain. This place is basically a hideout for the banished. And, up on a cliff top, you have Hanuman, who is, by the way, this super wise and powerful advisor to the exiled monkey king Sugriva. He's the one who spots these two figures wandering below. Two grieving princes, Rama and his brother Lakshmana.
And just look at this. It's like a mirror image of tragedy. Rama's lost his wife, Sita, and his kingdom. Sugriva, he's lost his wife and his kingdom. They're both exiles, they're both completely powerless. And this is where the genius of Hanuman comes in. He sees this immediately. He doesn't see two separate sob stories. Nope, he sees one single, incredible solution.
So Hanuman sets up a meeting, which brings us to the first big chapter here, the Pact of the Exiled. Now, Sugriva is, terrified at first, but he pretty quickly opens up and tells his own story of betrayal. Turns out, his older brother, Vali, who is absurdly powerful, had kicked him out, stolen his wife, and taken over the whole kingdom of Kishkindha.
So the deal they make is super straightforward. Sugriva says, look, I'll give you my entire army of monkeys and bears, which is a huge deal, an absolutely priceless resource. And in return, he says, I just need one thing from you, your legendary strength to take down my brother Vali, who seems totally invincible.
And you know what? That's a totally fair thing to be scared of. Vali isn't just some tough guy. He's basically a force of nature, blessed with insane power. So Sugriva, who's just met Rama, is thinking, okay, I've heard the stories, but is this guy for real? Before he risks his life challenging his brother, he needs proof. He has to see Rama's power with his own two eyes.
So Sugriva comes up with a couple of tests. First, he points to this massive skeleton of a demon and is like, hey, can you move that? Rama just flicks it away with his toe, effortlessly. But that's just the warm-up. The real test, the one that's going to seal the deal, is all about his archery skills.
So here's the challenge. Shoot one arrow clean through 6 giant sal trees all lined up in a row. Rama just draws his bow and fires. And that arrow, get this, it doesn't just pierce all 6 trees. It keeps going, buries itself in the earth, circles back, and flies right back into his quiver. I mean, wow! In that single moment, every bit of doubt Sugriva had just evaporates. It's replaced by total, absolute faith. The alliance? It's on.
All right, so that brings us to our next part, the price of the crown. The deal is made, so now Rama has to deliver. Sugriva goes and challenges Vali to a duel, but there's a big problem. The brothers look exactly alike. They're identical. So in the middle of this chaotic fight, Rama can't tell who's who, and he can't risk shooting the wrong guy. Sugriva ends up getting totally thrashed and has to run for it.
The fix for this is actually pretty simple, maybe even a little crude. Rama just tells Sugriva, hey, for the next fight, wear this garland of flowers around your neck. And that tiny detail? It becomes the absolute key to the whole strategy. Now Rama can hide, take aim, and know exactly who he's targeting.
And this is where things get morally complicated. The second duel kicks off, and it is a brutal, violent clash of titans. Sugriva's there, wearing his flower garland, fighting his brother. And from the shadows, completely hidden from Vali, Rama takes aim. Now you have to ask yourself, is this an honorable fight, or is it something else entirely?
The arrow flies true. It finds its mark. And as the mighty King Vali falls to the ground, he sees Rama step out from the shadows. With his last breaths, he asks this incredibly powerful question. He basically accuses Rama of killing him like a common hunter, stalking prey, instead of facing him honorably, warrior to warrior.
And Rama's response gets right to the heart of this entire epic. It's all about dharma versus adharma,
right versus wrong. He explains, look, I wasn't fighting you as an equal combatant. I was acting as an agent of justice. He points out that Vali's actions, stealing his brother's wife, taking his kingdom, that was adharma, that was unrighteous. And as a protector of what's right, it was Rama's dharma, his sacred duty, to punish that wrong. And when he hears this, Vali gets it. He understands, and he accepts his fate, dying with his honor restored.
Okay, on to part 3, a promise nearly broken. So Vali is gone, Sugriva is crowned the new king of Kishkindha. Mission accomplished, right? Well, not so fast. Just as they're celebrating, the monsoon season hits, and that means travel is impossible, so any big search for Sita is gonna have to wait.
But this delay creates a whole new problem. The rains stop, the seasons start to change, and crickets. Nothing from the palace. Sugriva has his kingdom back, he has his queen back, and he gets completely lost in the celebration and all the perks of being king. He totally forgets about Rama, the guy who's still living in a cave, waiting. The very guy who made all this possible for him.
Now, Rama, he's patient, he's just sad. But his brother Lakshmana, oh, he is furious, absolutely incandescent with rage. He feels his brother has been totally betrayed, so he storms into the city of Kishkindha, and he is so angry that the entire monkey kingdom is literally trembling in fear.
And that shock to the system is exactly what Sugriva needed. He's terrified, and it snaps him right back to reality. He rushes to Rama and gives this incredibly sincere apology for just dropping the ball. The promise is back on, and you better believe he is not going to fail this time.
Which leads us to our final epic section, the search for Sita. And let me tell you, Sugriva makes good on his promise on a scale that is almost impossible to wrap your head around. We're not talking about a few search parties here. He mobilizes his entire kingdom. He calls warriors from every single corner of the land.
The numbers are just staggering. We're talking millions. An army of millions of Vanaras, these powerful forest dwellers, all gathered at his command. This is more than just an army, you know. It's proof of the incredible power that Rama just unlocked by making this one alliance.
And check out who's in this army. It's not just one type of soldier. It's this incredible coalition of powerful beings. You've got bears, monkeys, great apes, even warriors the size of giants. Every group brings its own unique skills to the mission, creating what is probably the most powerful search party the world had ever seen.
But Sugriva is smart about it. He doesn't just unleash this massive army randomly. No, he organizes them with brilliant strategy. He splits this whole force into 4 huge divisions and sends them out to the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, with one simple, clear order. Find Sita.
Now, everybody knows the real action is probably going to be to the south, right? Towards the island of Lanka, where the demon king Ravana rules. So for this incredibly important mission, Sugriva puts together his A-team, his best warriors, including his son Angada, the wise bear king Jambavan, and of course the mightiest hero of them all, Hanuman.
And then there's this quiet, powerful moment right before they all leave. Rama takes off his personal signet ring and gives it to Hanuman. And this is so much more than just jewelry. It's proof. It's the one thing that's going to convince Sita when Hanuman finds her that he's for real, that he's a messenger from her husband and not just another one of Ravana's tricks.
Hanuman takes the ring and makes this solemn vow to find her. And with that, the armies march. Think about it, an alliance that was forged in exile has just kicked off a worldwide search. The entire fate of this epic story is now resting on the shoulders of one hero on one journey south. So the question isn't just if he can find Sita, it's what on earth is going to happen when he does.